Hello everyone, it's me, Clayton. I just got back from watching How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World. Now, when it comes to the How to Train Your Dragon movies, they're often considered some of the best that DreamWorks Animation has to offer. And with this third film, it's no exception. This is an absolutely brilliant film that not only caps off the trilogy in a satisfying fashion, but it also happens to bring a few new surprises to the table while giving us the same fantasy adventure that we all know and love. Let's get to the story, shall we? The story takes place after the events of How to Train Your Dragon 2, when there have been too many dragons that have been stopping by in the town of Berk. So, Hiccup, who is now the chief of Berk, has to find a way to get the dragons to another location where they'll be safe. When he remembers his father talking about a hidden world of dragons where they can live in peace and harmony, Hiccup decides to take all the dragons and head over there so they can be free. But this also means he's going to have to say goodbye to his good friend Toothless. All the while, a villainous man by the name of Grimmel is trying to hunt down his Toothless the Night Fury, as he's killed every other Night Fury other than Toothless. All while Toothless is gonna fall in love with a Light Fury, who's a female. But that's all I'll say about the story without spoiling anything. But the thing I loved the most about the story is how conclusive it felt. Not just in terms of its ending, but the whole film feels like it's the end of an era, both for the franchise and for the relationship between Vikings and dragons. It feels like it was designed to be as satisfying of a conclusion as possible, and essentially feel like the ending cutscene in a Metal Gear game, where it would be the story of how all the peace came to be, but also a story of one final battle before all the peace is brought. And a lot of this is brought to the forefront by great performances from the cast. Hiccup and Astrid, their actors do a good job. Craig Ferguson's always funny as a Gobber. T.J. Miller and T.J. Miller is always hilarious as Tough Nut. I like the material Tough Nut gets in this movie. He gets to be a very funny kind of marriage consultant. Jonah Hill, he's a lot of fun in his role. Christopher Mintz-Plasse can do no wrong as Fish Legs. And even Kristen Wiig probably has one of my favorite new humorous moments as Rough Nut, which is kind of surprising considering I thought Tough Nut and Rough Nut were two of the weaker characters of the series beforehand, but now they're a laugh riot. If there's one big downside of the film, it's that the main villain, Grimmel, despite having a great vocal performance, is not a particularly interesting character. He's just sort of a dragon trapper who wants to kill the Night Fury because he's just made a living out of killing dragons, and that's kind of it. Now, I will give kudos that they didn't decide to just rip off Drago from How to Train Your Dragon 2, but there's nothing much to Grimmel, and honestly, if he was cut out of the film, it wouldn't have been that much of a loss. But it's not like he's an annoying villain, he's just been done before and didn't need to be there. I did really like the relationships throughout the film. Hiccup and Astrid have always had great chemistry, but I think this is some of their best chemistry yet. Toothless and the Light Fury, a lot of their chemistry is really well done because all of it is done with no dialogue. It's mostly visual storytelling, and it works well for both the humor and progression of their relationship. That's not something that's easy to do in an animated film, but they do it very well. And the last positive thing I'll say about the movie is the ending. Without giving anything away, it's pretty much the satisfying ending you'd want from this kind of film. It gives the fans exactly what they want, it makes sense in terms of the story, and it caps off the trilogy in a satisfying fashion. So if this is indeed the last film of the series, I think you could end it right here and it would be a satisfying conclusion. But if there's a part 4, I'll probably see it anyways. But, yeah. if you're a fan of the previous Dragons films or the Netflix series, and you want to see Hiccup and his friends in one last adventure, this is definitely the film for you. I give How to Train Your Dragon 3 an 8 out of 10. See you next time.